Hey everybody, it's Dina Rico from the Creativity Cave, and I'm so excited to share with you the project that I have created today. This is part of the Two-Tone Flora or the Fancy Flora suite. So it's the Two-Tone Flora bundle, but then the suite has actually two bundles in it, the Two-Tone Flora and the Something Fancy. It's a really beautiful suite of products coming tomorrow in our new catalog, and you can see all of that in this awesome new mini catalog. Now, to use these beautiful bundles, I've got a really fabulous project for you. It's going to also showcase some of the Fancy Flora Designer Series paper. This paper is so pretty. Lots of gorgeous patterns that are kind of made with painting and paint and texture, and then they photographed them. These are typically, and I'm sure this one is as well, made by the Stampin' Up! Artists, concept artists who literally paint with paint and then turn this all into paper for us. So I am going to start with a piece of this paper, and I want to cut this down a little bit into a 3 3/4 by 5 inch piece. So there's 3 3/4 by 5 inches, and then we're going to save this piece and then this piece because we're going to do a little stamping with both of them. Okay, so I'm going to start by adhering this to a 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 inch piece of Orchid Oasis cardstock. So I'll just layer these two panels up. And then I've got a card base, which is some fresh freesia. And I love these colors together. They are just beautiful. Okay, so I'll just place this down onto my card like so. Oh, so pretty. Okay, next I'm going to take and do a little stamping. This time I'm going to actually stamp on my Designer Series paper, and I'm just going to use the leftover piece from cutting this cardstock down. Now for that, I'm going to use some fresh freesia ink and some Orchid Oasis ink, and I'll take one of the floral images in this paper. And by the way, this is our suite that we are working with this month for the All-Star Video Class Bundle. You might recognize us as the All-Star Tutorial Bundle. I'm going to stamp off that first layer of ink and then stamp the remaining down on here. Now that's pretty light to see that background panel, but you can still see it. Then I'm going to take the detail image and go over the top, and I'm going to line up this little empty space with this little empty space, and then kind of watch the other parts. And again, this is a little easier to do when you're not going through the camera. Okay, I'm going to die cut that piece, and then I am left with this. Now I kind of crinkled this up with my fingers just to give it a little dimension, and then I put a little bit of Clear Wink Stella on there. I just brushed some on, and I am going to adhere that to a label that I've die cut with the fancy labels, okay, or the Something Fancy label dies. So that is a piece of white that I just have right here, so real easy. Now I'll take one of the sentiments from that stamp set, and I'm going to stamp it right on here. And I'm going to take and flip this around because I got a little smudge of ink on there, but I can cover that up with my flower. Now I want to stamp the word thank you on here, and I'm just going to kind of position my flower on here to make sure it is going to show up in the right spot. And there we go. Looks fabulous. Now I also am going to take and stamp one more thing and die cut it. Sorry. And that is the leaf. Now we're going to go a little bit out of the typical, and I'm going to stamp my leaf on here in some Orchid Oasis ink, which is, like I said, not a typical leaf color, but it just works for this card. Now I went ahead and die cut that as well, and we're going to just place it on here like so. So to adhere this to my card, I think I'm just going to take a little dimensional and place that on here. And there we go. So beautiful. And maybe it needs just a little bit more. Put a little hunk of this on the top to hold it into place better. There we go. That looks great. And then I've got my leaves. So I want to grab a glue dot so I can get this on my card as well. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of curl my leaf under, and we'll tuck that in like so. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now we're going to attach this to our card because it's so pretty, but we've got some beautiful ribbon. This is some grosgrain ribbon that is in this suite as well. It's a Pool Party in color, which coordinates with this designer series paper. And I'm just going to do my fave, a little zigzag on here. Get a little bit of adhesive to kind of tack that down. Maybe just a little more to make sure it all stays in place. But I love doing a zigzag because a zigzag is not going to take up much dimension on your card. So mailing it is going to be nice and easy and beautiful. I'm going to pop this up over the top. Now there are some beautiful gems that coordinate with this suite. That we can use to decorate. And what I love about these is they almost change color. So like here, I would have said these were kind of peach, but when you bring it up close to the card, they kind of just work with the colors you've got. Likewise, this one is obviously a little darker, so it's gonna work really nice with the other colors in this designer series paper. But I think these two we can kind of work with. And so I'm gonna go ahead and just add a couple of these gems to my card because I think they are so pretty. Like I said, we'll just put a couple different ones on here like that. And maybe actually I'm going to kind of reposition these if I can. There we go. I didn't like my placement of them at first. It's a whole process getting these placed just the way you want them, you know. But I love my Take Your Pick tool because it's helping me get them right where I want them. There's a little bit of this still behind. There we go. Okay, so I've got this on here. It's a little bit crooked, so let's fix that. Now, the last step that I want to do to really make this card shine is to go ahead and take my Starry Sky marker and give it just a little spritz. And maybe one more. There we go. You can see that just adds a nice little touch to this card, and it's so pretty. Now, if you would like some more awesome tutorials just like this one, you can sign up for the All-Star Fancy Flora video class bundle tutorial. This is available for free with a $50 purchase in my online store. Or you can subscribe to a subscription and get 6 of these for the price of 5. So you get one free basically. Or you can purchase the individual PDF by itself. I will put information to all of that in the description of this video here. So if you have any questions, definitely leave me a comment, or you can check out all of that information. It's actually found on my blog post. And again, all of that is in the description, and I'll put a little link up here for you. So if you have any questions, let me know. I hope you will join us. We have an incredible design team that create amazing tutorials. Each includes a video for each project. So there's 12 projects each month, as well as photos and dimensions written out in both English units, English paper, and metric units with the metric paper. So anybody worldwide can get this PDF and have all of the dimensions that they're typically using with their paper and their metric units or English units. So if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much for stamping with me today, friends. If you could give me the thumbs up, that would be so great, as well as subscribe to my channel down here in the corner so you don't miss any more awesome videos just like this one. Thanks, friends. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.